Hi, welcome to the Arborlands devlog, and today we are actually testing our networking with an actual multiplayer. There we go. Are you going to say hi?
No.
Okay, so the last few weeks, what I've been working on is the networking. It's been kind of a journey since December. I've started this. I'm working with the Unity netcode, which is their API, their new API for multiplayer. And I've been through several iterations, and this is what we have right now. So you can see we're two players. We are playing on separate PCs, and our characters are moving correctly. We can see each other moving. I've done side-by-side comparisons. You can see them on Twitter, and it seems to be syncing really nicely. The way the journey started was when I was using the built-in characters and the transform objects for Unity. It was not going so great. It wasn't syncing particularly well, and on the client side, it always looked like the characters were sliding around. My guess is because the Unity object was trying to keep everything synced, but in the end, not doing it particularly well for my needs. So what I did was I defaulted to using the Unity's RPCs, remote procedure calls, and kind of storing everything on the client side for each client. So what happens is we have each troop is kept track of by each instance, and the only thing that's communicated across right now is the locations of the troops and the locations that they're going to. The rest of the motion is calculated locally to each individual instance. On your side, is this feeling okay?
Oh yeah, it's totally smooth.
Yeah, which is way better than before. When we were doing this at first, and I was having the server send out the locations of the troops to the rest of the instances, it was just basically dependent on the ping rate, so it was not looking so great. And now it's looking nice and responsive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super smooth, both to command my character, and I see yours updating smoothly. As you can see that in the video. So
Yeah,
yeah, much improved over the initial iteration.
I'm glad that it's working out. It took a lot of switching things. Like I didn't even. It's one of those things you don't even have a lot to post about when like there's not a lot of fancy graphics or anything to show to people online. So it feels like, oh, where is this person? They've disappeared. But really what you're doing is you're ripping out the guts of a few things and changing them. The good news is doing this the way it is now, I'm catering less to the way netcode is built and kind of just running the game the way it runs locally for a single player. And it just basically kind of lets the other instances know, hey, here's what I'm doing. If you're moving Arborans around, just be aware this is where they're going. But each instance is fully aware of all the lands, all the Arborans, and all the routes. What we're going to have later is right now I can see your routes when you're walking around. I'm going to remove that. Right now, this is just for testing because essentially this allows me to see where you're going, which I shouldn't be able to just from a multiplayer perspective.
Right.
Now, this is nice and working and looks cool. Let's show what's not working. So go ahead and hit Shift and right-click and try to create a multi-step route. So right now on your screen, you're probably seeing the troop moving around from step to step as you would expect. And now you're probably done, right?
Yep. Now I'm done.
Okay. Now what I saw was this, something like what you're seeing right now, which the nodes are all over the place. I'm probably not moving on your screen anymore.
Right.
I'm probably about to stop now.
Yep. Let's stop now.
And now the nodes have disappeared, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's because the nodes are not deleting correctly. The message that the nodes are deleted is not propagating to other instances.
Right.
So I'll be fixing that. That'll be looking way better later. Another thing is if you go to any one of these, well, actually you're running a client, so you won't even be able to. If I go right now to one of these forests and I start growing it,
Mhm.
you'll probably see the pie filling up, but you won't see trees growing.
Correct.
And that's something that right now is not syncing. So we'll be adding that as well. So I guess in the next video, we'll try to do this, on a decently frequent basis, and we can just review what wasn't working last time and what I've fixed and how I've been able to add any new features.
Yep.
All
More
right.
work to be done.
Yeah, it is a lot of work to be done, and right now we're just kind of messing around. But even something like this, it's just so much fun to see your game working, even if when it's not a full game, even if it's like a tiny bit of, it's kind of like, when somebody with a guitar plays a song that you don't even like, but because you recognize the song, it sounds so good.
Right.
That's kind of what it is. Like, it's a piece of a game. Nobody would play this, but it's so much fun because you know, you've seen it come to life before your eyes.
Yeah, and it's nice to see it working smoothly and properly, especially with the multiplayer. It's really satisfying, really neat.
Yeah, and something that I have as a goal for Arborlands, something you're going to be helping me with, of course, is I'm actually building this multiplayer functionality pretty early in the game development process. There isn't much game yet, except for some of the characters moving around in the land, but I'm putting in multiplayer early because that's really how we're going to balance out the game. The game will have a single player mode, but really all the balancing and everything, the way the mechanics are going to work, are going to be essentially multiplayer tested.
Yeah.
So we'll be working through this together, and kind of, I hope eventually these videos will be more like actual levels and actual games that we're playing, and not just talking about features, and then people can actually see how the game works.
Yes. We've got a lot of ideas and concepts, so step by step,
Exactly.
we need to build them out.
All right.
So,
Thanks for helping me demo this, and hopefully we can do another one next week with all the things that I've fixed.
cool. Yep.
Thanks for watching, all.
Bye.